What is the harshest G-rated insult you have received? This is why everyone talks about you behind your back. A toddler once told my sister I like your mustache while gently poking her upper lip. Man, in the 3rd grade a boy said this to me, and I've been super careful to shave my upper lip like once a week since then. I'm 21 now and it still haunts me. I was once told I was more disappointing than an unsalted pretzel. Me, what are you doing on Friday? Girl, I'm washing my hair. Oblivious, me, so what about Saturday? Girl, I'll think of something. Edit, thank you for the sympathy. She was out of my league anyway. Still felt like 2 hard slaps though. This one hurts. My 7-year-old sister had kissed a boy in school, and I was joking about it, like whoop, you kissed him on the lips. She then proceeded to write me a note next to her drawing of me. I kissed a boy, but you are 26 and still don't have a boyfriend. That's a funnier joke. It really hurt. Edit, thank you for the silver. It eases the pain. Not said to me, but I died when I heard a kid say, you look like you came from a donation pile. That quote from Full Metal Jacket always gets me good. Your parents have any kids that lived? Yeah, I bet they regret that. How tall are you? Private. Sir. 5'9". Sir. 5'9". I didn't know they stacked shit that high. Stupid people can believe in anything, so you can believe in yourself. That one is weirdly motivational. Not me, but my wife. My wife's father died about 12 years ago from cancer. We've been open with the kids about it since they never got to know their grandpa. He passed before my wife and I married. A couple of weeks ago, I accepted a job out of state, and I'm currently geographically separated from my family. I'm going to move them here once the school year ends. Well, the day I left, my wife was feeling pretty blue and was listening to a sad song while she did the laundry. My little girl walked into the room and asked to use the computer. After the song is over, my wife replied, "It's a sad song," my little girl observed. "I feel a little sad today." "Why are you sad, mommy? Is it because your dad is dead and your husband left?" It's since become a running family joke. I wish he were a speed bump for my tricycle. From my sister, when we were 4 or 5. From the British comedy r/Red Dwarf, I think we've all got something to bring to this discussion, and from now on I think the thing you should bring is silence. Got into the office, go to sit down, and before I can even get in the chair a guy walks into the office and goes, "Did you go to college? Because it must have taken years of training for anyone to be this useless. You clearly got the master's degree." I'd never met or seen this man before in my life. He apparently thought I was somebody else in the office and just decided to lay into me. "You're like a lighthouse in the middle of a desert, bright, but not a lot of use." I work in an office with kind of separate pods, but it's not uncommon for someone from another pod to talk to someone in mine. Best one I've heard so far, called out in a dead silent office, "Dylan, yeah what? I'm going to invite your mum out for dinner and then not turn up. It's impossible to underestimate you." Wow, I expected nothing, and I'm still disappointed. I was pestering my then girlfriend/now wife, and she turned to me and said, "You need to go home and think about everything you are, then change it." My jaw dropped, and she immediately started apologizing. She had meant it to be kinda snotty, but realized how harsh it had come out and felt bad. I actually thought it was kinda funny, but I still tease her about it sometimes. I'm putting that in my emergency insult arsenal. The worst thing about your guitar playing is that you don't know how bad you are at it. I was called a gray sprinkle on a rainbow cupcake. Harsh. I'm definitely going to screw this up and call some confused person a gay sprinkle. My card was declined buying a coffee and a 14-year-old girl next to me offered to pay for it because she could tell I really needed a win. "Daddy, you are boring and you have stinky feet. I swear I want that on my tombstone. The only culture you have is bacteria." This exchange happened accidentally between me and my boyfriend the other day, and it's been legendary for us ever since. Him, after making a mistake, "Sorry, I'm an idiot." Me, wanting to reassure him but failing miserably. "Don't be sorry for who you are. I felt so bad, meant to say something along the lines of don't be sorry, it's okay, you're not an idiot. But we ended up having a laugh over it when we realized how fire it was lol. As an adult, you're not a relationship that's worth maintaining. As a kid, I bet he doesn't even like dinosaurs. Kids are effing brutal. You, big throw up. My 6-year-old sister was so furious. She stuttered and fumbled over her words until she spit out this gem. Why was she mad? Her pig threw up. Your life is more about regret management than goal achievement, isn't it? Damn, that is a diplomatic burn. I didn't receive it, but the best I've ever heard is, everyone that has ever loved you was wrong. Yeah, well, joke's on you. You're less a person and more a loose collection of personality flaws. He's like God spilled a person. You're not pretty enough to get away with being that stupid. Your grades say marry rich, but your face says study harder. You're not even your mom's favorite child. He was an only child. Lol. Bob Ross would call you a mistake. My niece, 7 at the time, grabbed my hand to hold it, so I thought. Instead turns my hand to get a good look at the back of it and says to the room, still no ring huh? Then proceeded to marry me to my dog. We are going 6 years strong now. The world is a better place when you're asleep at it, gotta confess. I said this to my sister when she wouldn't get up out of bed. Apologize to that tree over there for wasting the oxygen that it worked so hard to make. Someone was trying to insult me. I responded with I don't respect you enough to be insulted by you. Not received, but was a second-hand inic. Now those 3 witches that have to share the one eyeball? These guys are like that, except with a whopping whole brain cell, and frankly I think that responsibility scares them. Do you have life insurance? Yes. Congratulations, you are objectively worth more dead than alive. You weren't a mistake, you are a regret. I hope you get run over by a parked car. The first time I wore high heels, my sister said I walked like Bambi with arthritis. You smelled like bad life choices. Context, it just pulled myself out of 3-day-long depression fueled bender. You look like Johnny Depp on mashed potatoes. In a philosophy class at school, a debate was getting heated, and one of the students shouted at another, if I was a figment of your imagination I'd kill myself. If you were any dumber I'd have to water you. Some girl on the bus in middle school, would you wear shoes if you didn't have any feet? Me, no her, then why do you wear a bra? I cried the entire way home. When I was in the 7th grade, I sent a boy a note on Valentine's Day to say that I liked him. He responded, I want to climb the social ladder, and you are not on it. You look like a fart smells. You should be a stain on the sheets, but instead you became a stain on society. I have seen holograms with more substance than you. My brother once told a kid at church, Jesus regrets dying for you. Has anyone told you what a good job you're doing? Oh, no they haven't. You should think about that. One time my husband and I decided to watch a Martin Lawrence movie from the 90s called What's the Worst That Could Happen? The top critic review, I will never forget, just said, this movie is worse than the title suggests. Goddamn, I felt that in my soul. It's not your fault, it's your parents' fault you turned out that way. I, 27-year-old male, was skiing and fairly awful. I'm tumbling down this mountain, and at one point one of my skis flies off and begins sliding down the mountain itself. Out of nowhere, a young girl no more than 10 years old shoots past me, simultaneously stopping on a dime while stabbing my rug ski, somehow manages to walk it up, hands it to me, and says don't worry, it gets easier. I refuse to have a battle of wits with an unarmed man. At a time when I had put on a lot of weight I was discussing my athlete's foot when a friend laughed and said, that's the only athletic thing about you. I was devastated, but it was also really funny. Someone said I'm so fat, Thanos had to snap twice. I have known you for a long time, but I have never met you. One of my childhood friends who I grew up with. Childhood love. The one I couldn't admit loving her. Her last words after years of not seeing each other for a long time. In a hospital bed, holding her hand, hit me quite harder than her death. She loved me since we were children as I loved her. She never told me that. At her last glance, she told me this.